Hi guys, it's Miss Janicki here with some guidance here for your weekly assignment for English 11 for April 20th through 24th. So like we talked about last week, your quarter 4 grade will be pass or fail. So this assignment will be posted by noon on Tuesday and it is due no later than noon on Monday. So you have about 6 days to get it in. It will be graded pass fail. It should take about 120 minutes to complete or less. All right, so again, my meeting and planning time is from 8 to 12. I have student support time from 1 to 3 every day. You can email me anytime or reach out through Remind. So that's the quickest way. I get right back to you on Remind. All right, so this week, individualism is still our unit. We're going to really focus on individualism and how it relates to the poems that we read last week. So again, thinking about how individualism, the definition, is defined as distinctive qualities that make you who you are. When we think about individualism, we want to think about being yourself, not being like others, but instead being yourself. So your distinctive personality quirks, your unique sense of humor, that's an example of what makes you you and not just like any other Joe Schmo. So when you think about being an individual, you have this push, this kind of struggle to be what society wants you to be or how society expects you to be, or maybe it's how your family expects you to be, how your friends expect you to be, that versus you being true to yourself. So who are you? And what makes you unique and what makes you you, and thinking about surpassing any kind of expectation that other people have for you and doing what's right for you just because you are you and you are a unique individual. So our essential question is, what is the value of individualism? So thinking again about how valuable it is to be yourself versus following along with the crowd. Okay, so we looked at 2 poems last week. This week we are looking closer at the overall meaning and the effect on the reader and how it relates back to our essential question, what is the value of individualism? So your daybook. So your daybook this week is tied directly to your TED Ed lesson. This is a really, really great video. I've used it for many years. I've had a lot of great debate and discussion about it. So the topic is, do schools kill creativity? So when you watch it, there's 2 things you're going to do. There's the TED Ed lesson, and then there's also this daybook prompt. So your daybook is telling you to take notes as you listen. What are Robinson's main points and what evidence does he use to make those points? So step 1 is just to listen to the video and take some notes in your daybook. What are his main points? What evidence is he using? When you're finished with that, you're going to answer these 3 things. What surprised you in this talk? Do you agree with his point? Why or why not? And how could school do a better job of meeting your individual needs? Taking this whole idea back to the idea of individualism and what makes you you and what makes you unique. Okay, so how could school do a better job of meeting your individual needs? When you click on this link, it'll take you right to the TED Ed lesson. This guy, Sir Ken Robinson, he is an expert about creativity. He is British. He has a fun little accent. He's a really great speaker. So again, the video is here. You would play it. You're going to take those notes in your daybook like we talked about. Then over here, we've got some questions. Under Think, there are several questions here for you to answer. They go right in line with the video. So if you want to pause, answer the question, take your notes, do what you need to do. Then under Discussion, there are 2 questions. Okay. Now, if you're having trouble logging in, because I know for the first part of the questions, you shouldn't have to log in to answer them. It'll just ask you to put in your name. Okay. But when you get to these, it might ask you to log in. If you can't log in for whatever reason, just write your answers in your daybook and I'll check them there. All right, so back to our lesson. So this is a really, really great TED Talk. I can't wait to see what your thoughts are on it. It's actually quite surprising. There are a lot of surprising facts in there to learn about school and how it was created and why it stays the way it is. And I think a lot of that will be changing here soon, especially with all this distance learning that we're doing. The next slide tells you to complete the TED Ed lesson. Answer the questions embedded in Think and Discuss. We just talked about that. And then for the next part of our lesson, we're going to be writing an essay, a 3-paragraph essay, going in deeper to those 2 poems that we looked at last week. So what I want you to do is reread your poem. The first one was In the Depths of Solitude by Tupac. Review your twist chart for this poem and think back to that idea of individualism and what is the value of individualism. So when you're looking at this, you might add some thoughts, you might add some notes to your twist chart. So how does this relate to our unit of individualism? So being different, not being what everyone else expects you to be, but being different, being yourself. You're going to do the same thing with We Wear the Mask. Okay, you're going to reread the poem, review your twist chart, think again about this idea of individualism and the value of individualism. Then you're going to have essay choices. So there are 4 choices, 4 prompts. You're going to pick one of them and you're going to write. Okay, so the minimum is 3 paragraphs. And you need to use textual evidence. You need to have good topic sentences. You need to explain how your evidence supports your claim. So the first choice is all about Tupac. So in this one, you're analyzing deeper In the Depths of Solitude, the poem that I provided for you. In the text of the poem, Tupac laments his struggle with the dual sides of himself. It has been noted that in his personal and professional life, there was a hard side to him and a soft side, and that they could not always coexist. That caused a lot of struggle for him. Research the details behind this analysis. What happened in his personal life that led to these 2 sides? Look over the lyrics from his body of work. That's any song that he wrote, any poem that he wrote. If you're a fan of Tupac, you probably already know where I'm going with this. Like there's the gangster side where he's writing about gangster stuff in his lyrics. And then there's a more softer side about love and his feeling toward his mother and women in general. Okay. As you're looking at that, what evidence do you find about this dual nature, this 2-sidedness to him? Write a deeper analysis essay in which you quote research about his personal and professional life that supports this dual nature explored in the poem. How does the poem relate to our unit guiding question? What is the value of individualism? Choice 2 is Dunbar, We Wear the Mask. So you're going to read a biography, short biography. You can even look on Wikipedia, see what you can find about Paul Laurence Dunbar. What does he value? What biographical and historical factors most likely influenced his values as an individual? So you want to look at his time period, the things that he went through, the struggles that he saw, and did he struggle as much as other people who were in that same position as him? Okay. Evaluate his effectiveness by reflecting on the following question. Was Dunbar effective in expressing these values in We Wear the Mask? Why or why not? Choice 3, evaluating theme, which one was best? So for this one, you're reviewing both poems, and then you're writing an argument for which poem you think answers the unit guiding question best. And that question is, what is the value of individualism? So in your essay, you're going to explain how the poems address the idea of individualism. Your claims should address which poem does a better job of showing the value of individualism, and you're going to use textual evidence from the poem. You also should include a counterclaim. So for a counterclaim, whichever one you're saying is best, like let's say you say Dunbar does it best, you're explaining how he does it best, and then you're going to show us why it's better than Tupac. So here's a little sentence starter for you. Although Tupac shows individualism through, and you're going to explain what he does in his poem, Dunbar does a better job because, and you're going to explain why. Choice 4, evaluating both poems. So how does each poem answer the essential question, what is the value of individualism? Analyze the meaning of each poem as demonstrated through the specific language and author's craft. Students should support their findings with relevant evidence using text evidence. Okay, so that one just involves a little bit of both. Your essay. You should use quotation marks when quoting the title of poems and lines of poetry. Always follow up your textual evidence with reasoning. How does this example support your claim? The rubric for this is on It's Learning. You're going to submit your essay on It's Learning. So I put everything together for you. You can find it on It's Learning and on this assignment right here. This is the weekly assignment that goes out like as an email, and it just has everything in little columns for you that shows you what's due, how you turn it in, where you do it. And this has links to everything on it. So if it's in blue, it's a link. You can click it. I included links to the back to the poems on here. There's the TED Ed. Reread the poem. There's the link to the poem, link to the essay assignment. Extra support resources at the bottom. So there's some more, again, there's resources for evaluating both of those poems and figuring out what they mean. There's something for poetic devices. Then I have 2 links on here about how to write about poetry. So if you're really struggling with how to write an analysis of a poem, how to write this essay about the poem, click on one of these 2 links. The bottom one's probably even better than the top one, but they're both good. And use that to help you as you are formulating your thoughts. Okay? If you guys have any questions, just let me know. And all the resources that you need are just right on there on It's Learning. Okay, I hope you have a great week. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Stay safe, guys. See you later. Bye.